Hello everybody, hope everybody's doing great today. Appreciate those of you who watch this video. Hope you enjoy it. Appreciate those of you who have subscribed. Thank you very much. Today we're talking about The Man with the Golden Gun, starring Roger Moore. The villain is Christopher Lee, and boy does he play a great villain. He has 3 nipples in this movie, man. You know there's always going to be something different about these villains. Give him 3 nipples, and he has the Golden Gun, like the title. For me, I really kind of like this movie. It's one of my favorite James Bond movies. I think it's because it's kind of like it's not really trying to rule the world per se. Christopher Lee's character, he just wants to be the best assassin, the best killer. So he's out there, you know, recruiting guys to come to his little paradise island, have a little cat and mouse game to see who can kill who better. You know, it's kind of like his real thing. And on the side, he's green. You know, he wants to go green. He wants to get rid of fossil fuels and to do everything by solar. So he's trying to create this big battery, invent this battery so they can go solar and get rid of all the oil and stuff. You know, if you're a environmentalist, a pro-green person, you would love this villain, right? He kills people, but he only kills the people who are like him. He ain't that bad of a guy, right? I guess, you know. Maybe I'm being sarcastic. Maybe I'm not. But it's basically his motive here. One of the themes of this movie is psychedelic stuff. It was kind of big back in the late 60s, early 70s. The song, I didn't really like the song. I think this is like one of the worst Bond opening songs. I don't know how you guys feel about it. Let me know below. Do you love this song, the opening song? To me, I didn't really like it. So you kind of got like a psychedelic song, and then the playground of the villain when he's doing his little cat and mouse games is kind of psychedelically like, it's like a madhouse. You know, you go to this madhouse, you get those funny mirrors, you get the spiral thing, you know, you just got stuff to kind of throw you off. And then you have the boat as well. The secret hideout is on a sinking ship where everything's kind of leaning. Another thing is kind of psychedelic, kind of plays with your mind. It's kind of what this movie, a lot of the theme about this movie is kind of playing with your mind, teasing you with what you're seeing. Is it real? Is it fake? Sorry. Excuse me. In the madhouse scene, you know, you got wax figure of James Bond. So it is playing with your mind, you know, are you really seeing what you're seeing? Type of theme going on throughout this movie. Christopher Lee, of course, great villain in every role he plays, and he really nails his part. As you see there behind me, you got the little guy from Fantasy Island there. Does a great role in this as well. I do like the relationship between him and Christopher Lee's character. Is he employed by Christopher Lee? Are they on the same team? What's going on with those two? Because at times they're working together. At times it seems like he's trying to help these people kill him, and that they're working against each other. They do kind of get like a deal, I guess, where if somebody does kill him, he gets the island. If somebody does kill Christopher Lee, you know, he inherits the island. So, you know, you get that weird, complicated relationship between those two. I kind of like it. Like, I like that chemistry, that flow, that part of the movie, whatever you want to say. I think that was really well done. Checking my notes here. And then we have a good old karate scene, which is about coming up here on the TV behind me. And from the 2 seconds of research I did, they threw in this karate scene because if you know the late 60s and early 70s to mid 70s, karate was a big thing in the movies. Thank you, Bruce Lee, for your contribute in that category. So they figured it would throw in some karate. Roger Moore, karate, not very good, right? Probably wanting for a big movie like this, you would think that the karate fighting scenes could be just a little bit better. Throw Roger Moore out. The other actors do a pretty good job with the karate, but it is one of the weaker parts of this movie, in my humble opinion. Let me know, do you love the karate scene in this movie? Like I said, the ones where Roger Moore isn't fighting, pretty good. Roger Moore in there doing karate. Roger Moore probably has like the worst fighting scenes all time of the Bond movies. The fighting scenes are just, they're not good at all. I mean, like the hand-to-hand combat, they're just slow and methodical. You can kind of see, it kind of feels like they're trying to remember the choreograph of the fighting scene that they're doing. This is something he's not very good at. It's the hand-to-hand combat. Put a pistol in his hand. Everything else he's pretty good at it, but not the hand-to-hand stuff. Just, something's off. Something's off. I don't know if it's Roger Moore's fault. I think it's Roger Moore's fault, but it could be the director's fault. Could be the time period. I don't know. Just the hand-to-hand stuff in these James Bond movies, especially with Roger Moore, are not so good. Even Sean Connery, his hand-to-hand stuff was, could you need some work, but I feel like they're better than Roger Moore's hand-to-hand combat. To be honest. Then you got our Bond girl here, Miss Midnight, or no, Midnight, Goodnight. Miss Goodnight, poor girl, man. She gets pretty rough throughout this one, you know. She finally gets a chance to bed James Bond, and then the other Bond girl knocks on the door, and he stuffs her in a closet for the night for a few hours, and then she kind of gets abducted, and then she has to walk around the island in her bikini, and then Christopher Lee's character, the villain, has no respect for her whatsoever. He sees her as no threat whatsoever to him. So he's just letting her wander around free on the island. And then it's because of her that, you know, they have to hurry up and get out of the island because she pushes a henchman into this, conductor-like thing that's going to blow up the island. And so that's kind of her fault. And so James Bond has to rescue her out of there. But finally, in the end, she gets her wish. You know, she gets to bed the great James Bond. But, you know, that's what she's been wanting to do the whole movie. So she gets what she wants. Everybody leaves happy, except for Christopher Lee, who dies. Tragic. And then it's just one of the rare movies where I feel like the villain's gadgets are better than James Bond gadgets. I mean, you fly in a car, you can't be that, right? Sorry about the cough. And then you have that, is this the one with the sheriff? I'm pretty sure this is the one with that crazy sheriff, right? And then you have the return of the sheriff from the previous movie. It kind of reminds me of the sheriff from Smokey and the Bandit, you know, kind of same type of character. You put both of those characters in either or movie, and you would have the same character, in my opinion. Overall, like I said, I do like this movie because I think it's kind of small. You know, you don't really have somebody trying to take over the world with violence, trying to destroy the world and with bombs and stuff like that. You know, he's just trying to create clean air, clean energy, and kill off his rivals. What's so bad about that? I don't know. Have a great day. Bye.